No girl can't see me and start problem. Them a man clowns and me walk on them. Me no love chat but me I want them. Tell them this a real Shenyang anthem.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So my name is Dominique, everybody calls me Damo. So in today's video we're gonna be talking about how I found out I was pregnant. Oh god, I can't even get up. Okay, so I'm all happy and jolly now, obviously, because I'm 6 months in. But before, at first, listen sis, at first it wasn't that exciting, I guess. So I guess I'll start off by saying that my boyfriend and I are actually doing a long distance thing. So that's that. We've been doing the distance thing for about 2 years now, I think. Going on 2 years, maybe a year and a half, a year and some change. So as you can imagine, when I first found out, my heart just sank because he's not here with me. So let me backtrack a little bit. I was born and raised in New York. Both of us were. We actually grew up together, but that's a whole nother story I could probably put into another video. But yeah, we were together and everything, and I had to leave. My mother and I weren't getting along. We clashed a lot and I had to leave New York. But he was the main one advocating for long distance. At first I didn't think he would want to do it, because you know, boys, teenagers, they like to do their thing. And I was 19 at the time. I'm 20 now. So yeah, anyway, so we were doing this thing and we would visit each other back and forth. I would go to New York, he would come to Atlanta. Did I say that I moved to Atlanta? I think I did say that. Pregnancy brain, I don't know. We would go back and forth, and then his grandmother has a house in Florida, so we went there for my little birthday trip or whatever. My birthday was October 8th, so we went there for my little birthday trip. So yeah, that's how we got here. We seen each other, you know, over a course of time. So let's actually get into the story. So it was probably like 2 days after my period was supposed to come, and one of my co-workers that I'm really close with, we're around the same age. She's 21. She was 20 at the time because I was 19. She's 1 year older than me, and me and her are the youngest people at my job. And when I say the youngest, I mean the youngest. Everyone else is literally like 35 and up. We're the youngest people at my job, so we instantly clicked. So I was telling her, because it was funny because she thought she was too, and I was pretty sure she was, because she was actually throwing up and stuff. She was sick, like sick sis. She was sick. So I was telling her that she needed to go take one. Little do we all know I needed to go take one. But yeah, she was sick, so I was telling her like she should go get one. And I had briefly mentioned to her, just being funny, like mine is like 2 days, so you know. And then once I made that joke, she was like, no, you should go get a test too. So I'm like, sis, I'm like, what am I getting a test for? Like, I don't need it. Like, I don't need it. I know you need it though, because she was really she was throwing up around that time. So yeah, anyways, fast forward a couple of days, maybe I shouldn't fast forward like maybe 2 days. She actually did take one and it came back negative, and I was like, oh, it's just probably too early, because other than that, why are you feeling like this on top of your cycle being late? So yeah, but we had this conference for my job, and it was like an all-day conference, kind of like an assembly at school when everybody sits in the auditorium. It was my job, just sitting in the auditorium. We were so bored. But anyways, I was sitting there and I was cramping. I was like, oh, I have cramps. And then she was like, oh, your period came. I was like, no. She was like, she said it just like, she said, girl, you need to go get that test. And I just really was not thinking anything of it. I was like, it's just like I think it was either 3 or 4 days late, I'm not sure. I'm like, it's just a couple of days, it's going to come, I'm going to be fine, girl. I don't need it. I'm not spending money on them tests because those tests are expensive. Anyways, towards the end of that little assembly thing, she talked me into going to get one. So we left on a little lunch break and we walked down to Rite Aid, or I think it was like a CVS, doesn't matter. We walked down to a pharmacy and we got the first response. We went and got the first response. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna take it when I get home. All day at work, she was like, girl, call me as soon as you take it because I want to know. Da, 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 da. I'm like, girl, I'm fine. But it really did not cross my mind because I just kind of felt invincible. And I know that sounds really dumb. And I used to say that too. I used to be like, girl, like, you don't know that you're not using protection. Like, but when it's really you kind of get it. Like, you really kind of just have that feeling like, I'm good. We've been doing this for how long without protection? I've been good. Like, that's kind of what goes through your mind. And yeah, so anyways, went home that night and I was like, let me just take this test. So I went in the bathroom. I don't think anybody was, it was only one of my cousins home at the time. So I went in the bathroom. You should have seen how I wrapped up the test real good, sis. I wrapped it up real good. But anyways, when I got home, I took it literally like 1 second later, and I'm not even exaggerating, that plus sign came up, dropped to the floor. When I tell you I instantly dropped to the floor, I'm not even exaggerating. Went all the way down to the ground and I was like, no. Literally, I was shaking. I was like, no way. This ain't it. This ain't it. And there was just so much stuff going through my head because, like I said in the beginning of the video, my boyfriend is not even in this state. So everything is going through my head at this minute. Like, what am I gonna do? He does not live here. I cannot go back to New York to live with my mother because her and I do not get along. And I don't know if I said this, but majority of my family is in Atlanta. So I'm with family. I'm not just in Atlanta by myself. Yeah, so all of that was just going through my head at one time. And I was like, no, I gotta call him. Called him, he didn't answer. He was out, and I knew he was out, but anybody was thinking about that. Like, you see me calling, you answer your phone. Wouldn't answer. Called probably like 10 times. And then I was like, oh, so you don't want to answer. Took a picture of the test, sent it to him. The boy answered real quick. Real quick. He was like, what? Cause, okay, so I also did tell him that it was late early in the day. And he was also the one pressuring me to just go take a test just to get it over with. But I was just sitting there telling him, like, it is not going to be positive. So yeah, he was surprised, but he could not talk where he was. He was somewhere out with his grandmother and he could not talk. So at that point, I was literally like stressing on the floor in the bathroom by myself. So I was like, you know what? Let me call the girl from my job. She was like, I told you. I told you. That was her reaction. I wasn't paying her no mind. I was like, I'm gonna call you back. Then I called one of my closest friends in New York and she was like, oh gosh, you know, and everybody's initial reaction, what are you gonna do? You know, but none of that extra stuff came to my mind, abortion and things like, no, I just don't believe in it. Unless, because I just feel like it depends on your situation. I mean, to each his own, but I just feel like it depends on your situation. In my situation, I feel like it was not necessary at all because we knew what we were doing at the end of the day. So yeah, that's basically how I found out, and it was just crazy from there. And then I called one of my cousins upstairs. I called her in the bathroom. She's like, what? I was like, look. She said, girl. And the pack came with 2, so she was like, take the other one. Took the other one. I even got it for y'all. I got it for y'all. because after I did all of this, I had to hide it real good, y'all. I put it in here. I think this is probably like my second time touching it since I found out. And I told y'all I'm 6 months now. I put it in here, crumbled it up, put it in the back of my drawer. But I got it for y'all. I don't know if this camera gonna focus too good, but there we go. Boom. I was like, and this one came up in less than a second as well. Like, didn't take no time, popped right back up. I was like, I was stressed. Whatever. I had to tell one of my aunts because, like I said, I moved to Atlanta. When you move from Georgia to Atlanta, 9 times out of 10, you don't know how to drive. Nobody that lives in New York drives. Like, we take the train, we take the bus, we don't drive. So I had to tell her because she had to take me to the appointment. She was furious. She was like, oh yeah, we going because I need to hear from a doctor. You know how adults are. She was going off. So literally, I think it was like 2 days later we went. And they was like, yup, she is. I'm like, what did y'all expect? Did you expect her to say no? Like, it came up positive twice. At that point, I already knew. I was just going for her and to make sure that I was good and everything. But yeah, that's how I found out. My boyfriend, he was surprised. He was surprised, but he wasn't mad at anything. And of course, he was on the same page as me. We're not even thinking about no abortion. It's just not something that we believe in unless your situation calls for it. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of family, a lot of support. My situation just didn't call for it, so it wasn't necessary. But yeah, I wrote down a whole list of stuff to talk about, and I just completely just started rambling. But I feel like I kind of touched on everything. The only symptoms I really had at that point was just the cramping, as if my period was gonna come. And then my boobs, they were tender. But like I said, I didn't think anything of it because pretty much everyone says it's basically period symptoms. So you just feel like it's coming on. I mean, my period has been late before, but naturally, like sometimes the stress that causes it to be late. So wasn't thinking anything of it. So that's the story. I guess I'll do another video of, I guess, first trimester symptoms. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I get more than like 2 views, but I just want to share my experience, and I'm going to continue to share my experience. Don't really care how much views I get. Somebody's gonna come across it and it's gonna give somebody a laugh, or it's gonna help somebody. Especially me being in the whole distance thing, because it's kind of like being single in a way, because you can't physically be here. I know there's a lot of single mothers that go through a lot. So I mean, it's not the exact same thing as being single, but kind of like, he can't go to your appointment, he can't come to my appointments because he's in another state. You know what I'm saying? When I wasn't feeling well in my first trimester, he wasn't here, just FaceTime. So you know, I feel like a lot of humans could relate. So I'm going to continue to make these videos, and hopefully people that really need a laugh, bored, could just stumble across them. So like I said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one.
Hey.